Hey guys, this is Yazzo Caldwell reporting live from Chateau Yazzo. I'm a mother, businesswoman, entrepreneur. My brand is Dope Hair, but I'm also a self-proclaimed chef. Today, I'm going to prepare for you my specialty, which is my seafood lasagna. I hope you guys learn, enjoy, and hopefully you can taste through the screen. Today, in the seafood lasagna, some of our main ingredients are, we have fresh baby spinach, we have broccoli florets, I have some shrimp that have been cleaned, deveined, and the shell has been taken off. We have some colossal shrimp. We have crab meat. This is not your average crab meat. This is not claw meat. This is not special blend, but that's colossal crab meat. We also have fresh sea scallops that have been shucked. We have some cherry tomatoes that I've previously sliced. Some Italian blend cheeses, which consist of Asiago, Parmesan, mozzarella. And we also have my homemade Alfredo sauce and some seasoning, some spices, some olive oil, extra virgin, minced garlic. We also have a seasoning that I can't give you guys everything that's in it, but it's something that I'm working on in the future. So be looking for that special seasoning on your shelves. Coming soon. So the first step to our seafood lasagna is I'm going to add some extra virgin olive oil to the pan. Approximately about 3 tablespoons. I'm also going to add my minced garlic. I'm going to add my broccoli first, just because the broccoli seems to take a little bit longer to cook, so I'll saute the broccoli first and the extra virgin olive oil and the garlic. I just use maybe about 2 to 3 handfuls of broccoli, and the rest, whatever's left, I'll just saute and use as a side dish with the lasagna. Now, as the broccoli's sauteing, I've prepared some lasagna noodles, which I just cooked down with some extra virgin olive oil just so they won't stick. And the seafood lasagna is going to be 3 layers. So I have the noodles prepared on the side. I have my first layer down already. So while the broccoli's cooking, I'm actually going to get my other seasonings ready. This here is Old Bay, which is perfect for any seafood dish. You just want to saute the broccoli until it's pretty soft. Not too mushy, just pretty soft. After that, I'm going to add in the spinach. And I'm actually going to add in about 3 fistfuls of spinach as well. Now, because the scallops are really large, you can either use the small ones or the really large scallops, but the size of these scallops are pretty large, so I'm actually going to cut them down into halves or maybe like in quarters. Here's my cutting board. So that the pieces are pretty much like this size. And I'm actually cutting them and just adding them in with the shrimp so that all the seafood can be cooked down at the same time. For some people that may like this dish a little bit spicy, You can also use some crushed peppers. I can give you guys this hint in my special seasoning. I do have some Creole seasonings, which has a little bit of cayenne, has a little bit of kick to it, not too much. But if for you people that do like your dishes a little extra spicy, I would suggest red crushed pepper seeds. So now that my broccoli is pretty much cooked down, and you also can use your own discretion. If you look at your dish and you see that it may need a little more olive oil, you can do so. It won't hurt the dish. Next, I'm going to add my 3/5 spoons of spinach. I'm also going to save this. We don't waste anything around here. So as those veggies are cooking down, now I'm going to add the seasonings to my seafood, which is my special seasoning. Coming soon. We didn't name this, but trust me, it's going to be a winner. So I just add this to my seafood. I also add parsley. Now while that's cooking, I also have 3 colossal shrimps that I'm going to use for garnishing for the top of the dish. These are how large they are. While that's cooking down, I'm just going to pan sear these because I feel like presentation is a big part of your food. Yeah, it can taste good, but sometimes it may not be appealing to someone because it doesn't look as good. So we also want to have the total package. We want things to look good, taste good. That's the motive. So here we have 3 colossal shrimps, and I'm just going to season these in my special seasoning, and I'm going to pan sear them, and they're going to be ready for the oven for when the dish is prepared and ready to go in. You want to preheat your oven also to 350 degrees. And I sprayed, before I laid my lasagna noodles down, I sprayed my pan with some olive oil spray just so that it doesn't stick. And see, as I'm cooking this, the crab meat is kind of, as I'm starting, the crab meat will break up on its own. So there's no need to just break the crab meat up before it hits the stove. As I'm cooking, like most women, we like to have our vino. So today, and all days, my favorite choice is jam jar. It's very inexpensive. Some people like to pair white wine with their seafood dishes, but every day is a red wine day for me. So we're going to give that about 7 more minutes. So good. I also have over here, I have cherry tomatoes that I've sliced ahead of time. So while I'm making the layers of the lasagna, I'm just going to sprinkle these onto each layer. We're not going to make it overwhelming, but just to add that little bitter flavor to the dish. Well, I've been in the hair industry since I was 14 years old. Like, legit, since I was 14 years old, like clientele, everything. But cooking just came naturally, I come from a family of cookers. I come from a family of women that are great mothers, great wives, great cooks. So I picked up a little from both of my grandmothers, my aunts. We get together every Friday at my grandfather's house, and it's always a meal on the table. Every Sunday, it was always a meal on the table from my mom's with multiple meats, and it was like a real layout. So it came from, you know, it really came from my family that I love to cook, because I feel like cooking sometimes brings everyone together, and I'm a family-oriented person, so cooking to me is a love of mine, but it's family time as well. It's a bonding experience, and so sometimes I like to be alone in my kitchen, but once my meals are prepared, trust me, it's bringing everybody to the yard, so that's a bonding experience for me. So as that's cooking down, I'm going to get ready to add the Alfredo sauce to the dish. This is going to be used with the seafood and the veggies. This is going to be used as the filling for the lasagna. This is my special Alfredo sauce that I prepared previously. Just with some heavy cream, some Parmesan cheese, and some special seasonings. Leaving the hair industry is never, ever, ever, ever an option for me. I look at the situation like the average million or billionaire has multiple hustles. This will just be another one of mine. Hair is my number one passion. Hair is what got me to where I am today. Hair is something that I love. That's from my heart. I sleep, dream. Hair has got me eating shit, like got my whole family. You know what I mean? So hair is my number one love. That's my baby, and it's something that I'll never leave. I really don't care how rich I become. If I win the lottery today or tomorrow, I will never, ever leave the hair industry. But cooking is my number two. So with that being said, you know, I'm just looking forward to having multiple hustles. Now we are ready to start layering our lasagna. As you can see, I layered my first layer of lasagna down. This is for the first layer. And I'm just going to take some of the seafood mix, and spread it. That's alright. A little dripping ain't hurt nobody. I'm going to add a handful of my cherry tomatoes to this layer. And some of that Italian cheese blend that we talked about. Just about a handful. We're going to add our next layer of noodles. They want to cooperate. Excuse my language, but this shit smells so good. Okay. Now this pan that we're using is pretty small. This will probably serve 3 to 4 people. You can use a larger pan. This pan approximately though costs about $100 just for this small pan. So it depends on how many people you're trying to serve or entertain, or how large your family size is. So you just imagine if you needed twice the size, it'll be about $200 in cost. But it's worth it. Some people ask, like, when you make seafood lasagna, can you make it with red sauce? I mean, you can, but I think adding the cherry tomatoes gives it that, you know, as much tomato fill as you need. I feel like the white sauce is what's best for the seafood lasagna. But if you're not a white sauce person, give it a shot with some red sauce. Because you want a nice crust on this. You want your cheese to bake all the way on it, so. Shrimp sticking out. And we're going to let this bake about 15 minutes or until the cheese browns on top. And then we're going to put our garnishing on top about halfway through, which is our shrimp. And we're going to let it bake for another 5 minutes. Woo. My goals with this food thing is to, for one, I'm working on a cookbook, and my cookbook is really targeted towards the female, or not even the female, I'm going to take that out, just the entrepreneur that works not a typical 9 to 5. It's from, you know, from when the bag comes to when the bag stops that day. But we still have the obligation to come home and prepare a quality meal for our families. So my cookbook is designed to, just for people that's trying to find that balance with entrepreneurship and, you know, being a mother, a wife, just coming home, just finding your balance. So it'll be like restaurant quality meals, but in a short period of time without all the extra prep and everything. So I have a cookbook in the making. That's one of my short-term goals. And also, my son is getting ready to graduate high school, so he has an interest in culinary. So eventually, I'd like to open a restaurant. You know, with me and my son, I'd like to open a business and have the world taste our food, come up with some original recipes, and, you know, we'll see where it goes from there. Oh, of course, my seasonings and a couple of sauces that I make myself that I know is not on these shelves. So we need to get those up and running on the shelves. So those are some of my goals as far as the cooking goes. Now that the cheese is almost melted completely, we're going to add our sauteed shrimp to the top. It's going to might topple over. It'll be fine, but it'll be fine. Just doing this for garnishing. They are super hot and burning my fingers. Super hot and burning my fingers. But just want to add a little bit of parsley to the top. We're going to put her right back in the oven.